Hey everybody, I'm Grace. Welcome to Finally 50, where I am documenting my journey to turning 50 years old and becoming the best version of myself as I can possibly be. Welcome to day 4. So we are talking today about colon cancer. Well, no, not colon cancer, just a colonoscopy. Y'all, today I'm getting my colonoscopy, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is my 3rd time that I have had a colonoscopy scheduled. The first time I scheduled it like 6 months out, and there was something in my brain where I was like, yeah, I'm just not doing that. Like, I scheduled it knowing full well, like, I just didn't want to. I was like, yeah, I'm not ready to go under and have somebody stick something in my booty hole. Like, I'm just not ready. And so then they were like, yeah, it's time. You got to schedule it again. So I rescheduled it. And then the next time, just as the days were leading up to it, I felt overwhelmed. And I was just like, I don't want to do it. I kind of psyched myself out. And then just this last time that I scheduled it. So now it's been 2 years since I should have had one. That's really unfortunate, honestly. And that's why I'm making this, because I do think that these kind of health concerns should not be put off. But this time it was scheduled like 4 or 5 months out. And I was just like, no matter what, I'm going to do it. I think I was put off by the fasting thing, which really isn't a big deal because I fasted before for religious reasons. I fasted before for health reasons. I fasted before to lose weight. I fasted. I don't know why I was so overwhelmed by that, but so yeah, I haven't eaten since it's been 2 days now, I think, because I started a little too early, but that's fine. Actually, I'm in my last 6 minutes. I have 6 more minutes that I can have any liquids at all. So I finished it actually. I was gonna drink the last of my chicken broth. Let me just take a little bit of water. This is the last water I'm gonna have for several hours. It's like almost 10:30. They said stop drinking anything or having anything in your mouth at all by 10:30, and then the appointment's at 1:30, and hopefully I should be done by 3:30, and then I can finally eat again after 2 days. But I decided that I have to do it because you know how it usually goes. You meet someone who's like, oh my God, yeah, they got a colonoscopy, and then they discovered that they had early onset some form of cancer. And when I recently went to get my mammogram, now I've had several mammograms now. I think I've had 4. I've pretty much had them every year since I think I turned 45. They asked me, hey, what's the history of cancer in your family? I don't actually know because I have never really been close to my father's side, but I do know my dad's brother, my uncle, but he hasn't been in my life until Facebook. Anyway, y'all, so I reached out to him and I was like, hey, Uncle Adrian, my doctor is asking me some questions about the history of cancer in our family, and I was wondering if you could let me know, because I know that my dad died of cancer. I didn't ever know my dad very well. He was abusive, and then he went to prison, and then he died when I was like, I don't know, 20 something. Young. I was young, but I never really knew my dad outside of the abuse. Anyway, that's a whole other subject. But so I asked my uncle, because I did not get that information from my dad. So my uncle was like, oh yeah, your grandma, our mom, died of some form of cancer. Your dad died of, I forgot what, I think he said lung cancer. I can't even remember now, some form of cancer. Our sister, Frances, she died of, I don't even remember all the types, but she died of cancer. And then there was one other person, he said, and then he was like, and I have had 2 rounds of a certain kind of cancer, and I'm now in remission. And I was like, shit, like, that's basically the whole family. So I realized, Grace, you cannot be playing with this. So I was like, I have got to go get this colonoscopy. And I do get all of my, y'all, what's it called when they stick the thing up your coochie? I can't even think of the name of it right now. This is my little tiny bit of spreading awareness, because I know it's really important to get these procedures, and I'm thankful that I can get them. If you're afraid, it's okay to be afraid, but we got to face our fears. So, especially particularly for Black women, like, we are more likely to be late diagnosed, not diagnosed, have these kinds of cancers. So do what you need to do, boo. Anyway, so I'm going to come back afterwards and tell y'all how it was. I'm going to tell y'all as much as I can about the entire procedure from what I remember. I'll see y'all on the other side. Well, hello. It's the next day, y'all. And guess what? I did not get the procedure. So my hand, you know, you have to, if you get a colonoscopy, you have to have a friend take you. So my friend Daniel took me, and we were on the way, and he was like, you know, the worst part was like drinking all the Miralax and doing the enema or whatever. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, you know, you have to clean yourself out beforehand, like 2 or 3 days before you start fasting. And I was like, oh, I didn't get those instructions. And he was like, oh, well, maybe it's just because it's different because I'm a man, or maybe because I had issues before I got it. And I was like, oh, I hope so. Anyway, y'all, so why did I get in there? And they were like, how did your clean out go? And I was like, I didn't see any instructions about Miralax or anything, or Ducafil or whatever it's called. Lo and behold and lo, she showed me in the my chart, it was like down under other appointments and stuff, so I missed it. They sent it like 3 months ago too. Not y'all expecting people with ADHD to be on top of shit like that. So yeah, so she was like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to do it again, you're gonna have to reschedule. So I cannot believe this is gonna be my 4th colonoscopy reschedule. So it did not happen, but I did get 2 days worth of fasting, which is really healthy. So I was happy to eat, but I had a stomach ache as soon as I ate. Anyway, y'all, so that's the end of that saga. See y'all on the next one. Bye.